This week on That Weekend Though, we're talking about Chelsea versus Manchester United as the Blues look to protect their unbeaten record in the Premier League and Jose Mourinho potentially looked to save his job. What a game it was as well, but the first half was about as fun as a night out with James Milner. The second half, however, kicked into life as Anthony Martial topped the pressure index and netted twice to give United a 2-1 advantage heading towards 90 minutes. That being said, a very late goal from Ross Barkley made it 2 apiece and sparked a touchline melee with Jose Mourinho versus, well, just about everybody. Now, to talk through what was a heavyweight clash in every sense of the word, Sam Homewood is here to talk about Manchester United and Johnny Nelson is representing Chelsea. Sam, we'll start with you. 2 points dropped at Stamford Bridge, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Before the game, if you go 2-2, you'll be like, oh, great, yeah, that's like a decent result against a team that are doing so well. United have been struggling, but we did the same as we did against Newcastle. We came out in the second half. We showed loads of fight, loads of desire, and I think deserved the win over the 90 minutes. But there was an extraordinary amount of extra time.
Johnny, Ross Barkley obviously got that goal in the 121st minute or whatever it was. Is he finally becoming the player he was supposed to be?
I'd love to say that he is, but looking at Ross Barkley over the last 4 years of his career, we've seen him have these spells at Everton when he seems to be a world beater. When he first came on the stage for England, he played incredibly well and all the play was flowing through him. And it's great to see him coming back into his own a little bit now, getting some time on the international stage as well, but it's a little bit early, you know, this many games into the season.
I don't think he did a lot in the game other than score the goal. I also think that's true of Anthony Martial. He wasn't really doing a lot. He wasn't running at people a lot. He wasn't creating much, but he was there to score the goal. So they both impacted the game, but over the 90 minutes.
Well, if you want to talk about personnel, Juan Mata was absolutely superb. Was it such a big argument to have him starting every week?
I've argued this forever. I'd always have him starting as a number 10 at United. So often he's been shifted out to the right. And I think because he's not the strongest guy, he's not the fastest guy, what he is so good with his feet. He's probably United's most naturally gifted football player. And he's also perhaps got the quickest brain. So to sit him in the middle of the pitch, where he can pull the strings like a champion harpist is what you want.
Juan Mata, champion harpist.
I would play him just because he's one of the most consistent players that they've got.
Yeah.
They're a team full of, like, again, talking about Barkley before, sort of world beaters on one day and absolute shambolic the next. You take someone like Mata, he's been consistent throughout his entire career.
And really nice.
And really nice. He's a really nice bloke.
He's a lovely chap. Not a lovely chap, potentially, from Manchester United perspective. Mike Dean, 6 minutes. Where on earth did that come from?
No red cards, no major injuries, no need for 6 minutes. Ridiculous.
Simple as that.
I don't know. I think firstly, Manchester United fans are the last people in the world who can complain about a little bit of extra time. Fergie time was coined after their own manager. But yeah, perhaps 6 minutes was a little bit of a stretch, but it happens every big club you go to, every big derby that you have. There's way more time added on than there should be.
And we put a shout on Instagram asking for questions. 6 minutes was the big talking point among all of the fans. We've heard from Sam, we've heard from Johnny, and now let's hear from you. Right, we've been taking your questions on Facebook, and Johnny, Olivia wants to know, was Jose Mourinho at fault for the post-match brawl?
No, I don't think you can say he was at fault. He's been quite subdued throughout this season. People have wanted to see more passion from him. And he was quite calm throughout that game until that moment. But someone celebrates in front of you like that, you can't really blame them from getting irate.
He just reacted, and the guy said sorry, and Sarri mentioned it straight away. And Mourinho after the game was like, he said sorry, I've forgiven him, it's all over. Someone got in his face, and he reacted.
Lovely moment where Jose Mourinho thought he was at school, and then after about 5 minutes of fighting, just sat down very calmly and pretended to have not been involved at all.
But that's Mourinho anyway, isn't he?
Now, Johnny, Rory, is Hazard the favourite to be Premier League Player of the Year already?
Yeah, easily. I mean, if you look at his past record, whenever he's been exceptional throughout a season, he's started quite well. It's still a little bit early to say he's going to be Player of the Year, but there's no one else who can really touch him at the moment.
Sam, he's the best in the league, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a sensational season, and if he can get out of Ashley Young's back pocket and carry on, as he has been at the start of the season, I think he'll take the awards, and probably rightly so.
And let's start with you, Sam. From a Man United perspective, Nish wants to know, does Anthony Martial and Juan Mata's form mean it's curtains for Alexis Sanchez?
No, absolutely not, because at no point did the arrival of Sanchez mean they left or had any issue with them, because Emre Mkhitaryan left, and you need a squad and you need a few players to fit the position. So,
Johnny?
I think United are full of players that'll put in a great performance for a couple of weeks and then completely disappear. And look at Luke Shaw. We all thought he'd be leaving. The amount of digs the manager was giving him last year. He's now been given a new contract. People complain about how much money was spent on Mata originally, and he's still there. So I think Sanchez could still have years at United left.
Let us know what you think below, and it's time to send Sam and Johnny head to head. It's time for #NoFilter, and let me tell you, Jose Mourinho isn't the only one who knows how to do battle, as Sam Homewood and Johnny Nelson are going to face off and present unpopular opinions about each other's club. They have 30 seconds in which to convince us that their opinion is the correct one. Sam, it's time to follow in your manager's footsteps and show Johnny who's boss.
Nice.
We're not going to get a bald man to run across and goad you first, but you're going first, Sam. Your 30 seconds start now.
Okay, Eden Hazard's current, I don't know where I'll finish my career, probably stay at Chelsea, I'll be happy, is just a 2018 version of Cristiano Ronaldo's 07 vintage. Only God knows where I'll end up. He knows what he's doing. He is going to get out the door as soon as he possibly can. And when he does, he will show that Chelsea are really struggling because their recent transfer strategy has been abysmal. Abramovich wants to sell the club, and I mean, look who's come in. Giroud, Morata, who's done nothing, haven't tried to replace him. Then, like, Bakayoko has been terrible. Ross Barkley is going to be up and down, you mentioned that earlier. No consistency, no quality.
Sam Homewood, that I could feel the passion.
Let's just end that on no consistency. No quality came after the time, I think.
I've got tingles though. That was like Ali in his pomp. That was powerful, powerful stuff. Johnny, it's time to hear your argument about Manchester United. Your time starts now.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned transfer strategy because that's something Manchester United have had none of for the past 4 or 5 years. I don't think any team in the history of the Premier League or any team in the world has spent so much money on such little return in that time. I think the players that you have on the pitch, the money you've spent on them and the return that you've had is an indictment of where Manchester United are going to be for the next few years. Top 2, not anymore. Top 4, not anymore. I think you'd be lucky to be Europa League any time in the next 3 to 4 years. And I think a rearrangement of people's expectations of Manchester United Football Club, it needs to happen very, very quickly.
Time is up. Wow. Okay, Manchester United, a top 10 team at best. Sam, while I agree with you, Hazard is probably on his way out, and I think he does want to go to Real Madrid. At the end of the day, Chelsea are a good team with a good coach. Johnny, I'm with you. United are a sinking ship these days. Johnny Nelson, you win.
Thank you.
More late controversy for Manchester United means Sam Homewood is going to have to take on our pressure challenge. Sam, you have 30 seconds to answer the questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Question 1, spell matter backwards.
ATAM.
Who scored England's goals in the last international break?
Rashford, Sterling, and Sterling again.
Correct. Name the 3 former Chelsea players who started for Man United.
Romelu Lukaku, Juan Mata, and Nemanja Matic.
Correct. Who was the last team Anthony Martial scored a brace against?
Tottenham?
Incorrect, it's West Ham. How many goals has Wayne Rooney scored for DC United?
I think it's 9 in 14.
Oh, you're so close, it's 10. Sam Homewood, you got 3 out of 5.
Take it.
Sam, you scored 3 points, which puts you level with Rhys James. How do you feel?
Like Wayne Rooney in America, basically good.
Loving life. This week we have learnt that Eden Hazard is undeniably on his way to Real Madrid and that Manchester United, at very best, are now a top 10 team. Thank you to Sam Homewood. Thank you to Johnny Nelson. We'll see you next time.